We need it. Oxygen. It's why we breathe.
Cool.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Small Business Stories. And what I love about this show is that our impact is not only growing, but our audience is, because we are just tapping people from all over the world. We've got a celebrated nutritionist here with us today, Sofia Rozhko, and she's going to talk to you about where she's dialing in from and some of the things that she's doing at Global The Body School. Hi, Sofia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here today. And I'm always looking for some new episodes with different entrepreneurs. And I'm just love to hear people. We are saying this success stories, but most of the cases, they're not success stories. There are stories about ups and downs in your life and how you handle all of these moments. And that when you keep pushing, when you keep going in this way, that help you to achieve, yeah, the goals and the dreams you're looking for, you're searching for.
Oh, bingo, bingo. That's why we don't call it success stories. We're just small business stories because everyone has had something happen to them that inspired them to do whatever it is that they do in an entrepreneurial capacity. And everyone has had ups and downs on this entrepreneurship journey. And what I love about it is that people feel really comfortable sharing some deeply personal things. And I think that that helps all of us. So, let's get into what you are really good at, Sophia. Talk to our audience. Where are you a rock star?
So yeah, my story is yeah, I think it's quite interesting. I'm originally from Ukraine. I've been born and raised in this beautiful country. I'm from Kiev, and I'm living in Spain for the three and a half. Sorry, just yes. I'm living in Spain for the 3.5 years since the war started in Ukraine, and yeah, I built the whole my business was built in my own country, and at some point before COVID started, we decided to start working online. So my business is the health tech business. It's called the Body School Service. And what we offer to our client is personalized approach to healthy weight management. And we are helping them to build healthy relationships with their body and food. Because most of the people have many troubles how they feel themselves in their body and how they feel about food because they're thinking about food as a bad habit they need to quit doing. And many of our clients saying like, yeah, please help us to quit eating sugar or to quit eating drinking alcohol or something like that. But food is not something you could stop doing because you will do that, you will eat for the rest of your life every day, a few times a day. And you need to handle this habit. You need to build this friendly connection with food to understand food and to help people to help food being your friend, not your enemy. And that's what is our passion in the Body School. We create this personalized program where each of our clients working with the team of doctors, nutritionists, and fitness trainers through our mobile app that helps us to create this 360 approach to weight management, to building healthy habits, building healthy lifestyle for our clients, depending on the lifestyle they already have, because we don't want to adjust our life to our diet. That's not sustainable in the long term. We are trying to adjust the diet, the nutritional routine, the workout routine to our clients' lifestyle because it's working better in a long time approach. And we've been working in Ukraine for the last 10 years. We also have clients in 32 countries around the world. And the last year we started pivoting toward UK market. It's one of the biggest market for us with the biggest opportunity. And I don't know actually why we chose UK market because sometimes people asking me like, why is this market? I think because I've been doing a lot of researches about diabetes type 2, about problem with rate of obesity, and I'm just really passionate to help people to find this way how they could help themselves if they have diabetes type 2, if they're suffering from diabetes type 2 and they are on this consistent medication, how they could help themselves to live the better life, to feel more healthy and to be more healthy.
So let's get into it. So there's a whole lot in there that you talked about. So let's break it down. One of the first things, as you do always in your videos, let's break it down, right? Here we go, piece by piece. So the first is mindset. Like I know myself, and I've shared this with my audience, I'm a stress eater. The more stressed I get, no control on portions. Now I have healthy things in the house, but after a point, if you eat the bag of the healthy pistachios or the bag of the healthy almonds, it's not healthy anymore. So, talk to us about how people can switch their mindset and talk to us about how a healthy mindset can help an entrepreneur actually do better in their job because they're eating healthy. Talk to us about those connections.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's in terms of the stress eating or binge eating, we have two problems. We have these psychological problems, which just come from stress, and also we have this physiological, like the level or on the level of biochemistry of our body. So, and it's important to connect both of them because if we are not doing these things that help our biology to overcome stress and to support us on this biochemical level, none of these recommendations from the therapist would help because our bodies struggle with some important nutrients. So what I'm always saying to my clients and to myself personally, that you need to first control and improve, not improve, to control your blood glucose level, to stabilize your blood glucose level, because that's the most important thing for our productivity, our focus, and our performance during the day. What is the blood glucose level? The glucose we are eating or we have in our body, in our blood, we need for every single cell in our body, including our brain. So our whole body in the normal conditions living on a glucose. And when we don't have enough glucose to support this energy function, we start losing our focus, we start being irritated, we have the mood swings. But when we are performing and we are working at the same time and we are focused on some particular task, we don't feel that. We don't feel that our blood glucose changes. We just feel that, okay, I'm just stressed. It's difficult for me to focus. Maybe I just need to eat something sweet, or maybe I just need the second or the third cup of coffee just to stimulate myself a little bit. But what we actually need is just to stop and have a normal meal. The meal that contains carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, vegetables, protein, and fats, because these gives our body important glucose. We like refilling our body with glucose because we're eating carbohydrates. And all of the rest nutrients, fiber, protein, and fat, helping our body to stabilize this blood glucose level. So it's like a buffer for our blood glucose. So I would suggest for entrepreneurs and for people who are working and who are struggling with this binge eating to have the meal schedule. That's really, really helping tool. Not to skip your breakfast, not to skip your lunch, because then you would definitely overeat throughout the day and you will definitely overeat during the evening because you just your body lack it feels lack of glucose and lack of nutrients. So this meal schedule with the proper balanced plate really helps you to reduce this binge and stress eating during the day. It's not laying in a it's not about our psychology. It's first of all about our biology and about our physiology, but it works excellent.
And related to that, I notice that if I go too long without eating my breakfast or whatever, and I just try to have my coffee just to try to get me going and stabilize because I'm one of those ADHD squirrels. So the coffee really just helps me get focused and get in my lane for my day. But when I start to get hungry, I'm one of those people you talked about that the mood swings and I get hangry. And then I
Yeah,
find like I'm punchy, I'm a little bit short with people. And you can't be that with customers. So if I just eat a little bit and then space out my eating versus, intermittent fasting or any of this, then I'm much, much better off. I can focus and I can be civil to everybody and not so hangry.
yeah, I definitely can understand that because I'm the same person. When I'm hungry, it's better not to talk to me because I'm not the nicest person in the world, honestly. And yes, and that's what I said. So when we feel this hungry moment, when we become extremely hungry and angry at the same time, that's already the moment when the blood glucose drops so low, so we are not able to control our emotions and our feeling anymore. meaning that we already skipped the time we shouldn't have lunch or snack or whatever meal we should have. For some people, it's better to have some snacks during the day. Like for me personally, in some um, periods, I would prefer to have some snacks, especially when I'm 5 days before my period starts. That's the difficult moment for me. So I would prefer to have like two snacks between my main meals. When I'm in my ovulation phase, I'm okay with three main meals and I'm
Serving.
full of energy. Yeah, that's also had this influence. But it's important to have this meal schedule and to eat a bit before you are getting hungry. So like I would say 1 hour, 1 hour and a half before you are getting to this point. Sometimes people are saying like, yeah, but I could not eat if I'm not feeling hungry. In this case, I'm not listening to my body and I'm not following my body needs. Yeah, that's at some point it's true, but also then other points, sometimes we are not seeing and we are not feeling those signals because we are so occupied with our daily tasks, so we are just missing those signals. And when we are setting up the timer for us or some specific time for every meal or for every snacks, like for instance, every 2.5 hour you could have snack and then main meal in 2.5 hour late, that helping us to have this stable blood glucose level without these ups and downs of blood glucose.
And snacks, I want to qualify that too. Snacks doesn't mean a family-sized bag of potato chips, right? Snacks means a half a cup of blanched almonds or something like this, right? Just to give us the
Yeah.
protein in that we need.
Yeah, that's better to always when we're talking about snacks, the easiest formula is to combine some carbohydrates with some protein and fats because most of the people they're craving those carbs at some point. That could be like fruit or the cup of blueberries or some chocolate or whatever. But that's important to combine that with some protein and fat. Like an example, the granola is not the best breakfast, but it's a perfect snack, especially when you combine granola with Greek yogurt, because you have fats and protein in Greek yogurt, and you have simple carbs that can help you to boost your energy in granola, because it's some oats with dried fruit or some sugar or honey, doesn't matter. So yeah, that's a perfect snack when you're having something protein and fat content, and also you could have some carbohydrates. For some people, it could also work to eat just only carbohydrates, but for most people, it's not working because it's also putting this glucose ups and downs. It's starting this whole process. So I would say carbohydrates and protein and fat, that could be the perfect combo for a snack.
Oh, I agree. And now let's shift things a bit into your role as an entrepreneur. You're also a mom and you've got a toddler. You said she's 4.5. And so you've got a couple of things that you have to do. One, you have to get your toddler to eat, and you know
Yeah.
what's healthy because you're a nutritionist. You've had several viral videos about ways to make food more interesting, to get vegetables into people, because this is what a lot of the studies are showing now, that kids growing up aren't having access to the cooked meal at home. It's always grab and go. They go to the convenience store, they grab this, or they go to the school cafeteria, a lot of pizza, a lot of bagels, pancakes, all this nonsense. So kids aren't getting vegetables. Talk to us about how we can do a better job putting vegetables into more of our foods to help raise our protein and our fiber. Actually, not so much protein, but our fiber and just the benefits of the chlorophylls, the vitamins and things that come with the greens.
Yeah, I think that this role or the role of vegetables and greens we are eating is everyone is talking about that right now because it's so much important. And I think still we are not talking enough about that because I see so many clients who already understood the importance of protein, especially women in their age 40 plus, when they understood that they need to eat protein to support and preserve muscle mass. But when we are talking about excessive amount of protein in our diet with no vegetables or with not enough amount of fiber, it could lead to constipation and to some other kind of stomach problem. Yes, it's not good to have something in excessive amount and the other nutrients in not sufficient amount. So yeah, I would say that 2, 3 portions of vegetables in a day is a perfect balance Me personally, I'm trying to do it to myself, to my kid, to my clients, to put the vegetables in every meal you're eating. So sometimes I could use or I could eat fruits instead of vegetables, but in most cases my fruits are my like dessert after the meal, and I'm focusing on my vegetables on the plate. And what is really helping is when you're planning any food you're doing for yourself or for your family, start thinking which vegetables you will put in a plate. That's always when what I'm doing. If I'm going to grocery store, if I'm planning my the menu schedule for my week or for the next day, I'm always thinking, okay, which vegetables I would cook. That would be like a raw salad. That would be a cooked broccoli. That would be some frozen vegetables. I would just a bit stir fry on my pan. So which vegetables I would eat. Then I'm thinking about protein and carb because it's easy. You could just cut a piece of bread, you could just boil few eggs or grab some cheese. It's not so difficult because we are get used to eat carbs and protein. But vegetables is something really difficult. And if you're not eating vegetables or if you're not your kids are not eating vegetables, that really is a simple task you could do to put more vegetables on your plate, just to have a piece of paper, I don't know, or you could also do it in your phone and just to list all of the family members you have in your family, you, your partner, your kids, or it could be just you, it doesn't matter. And then write down every single vegetables each member of your family eats. Like my kids, for instance, eat cucumbers and carrots. That's all. That's enough. You could start with something with a few options. Then which vegetables I'm eating, which vegetables are eating my partner is eating. So you're having this like list of those vegetables. Then you're looking for some interconnections. Like for instance, all of us are eating cucumbers, or all of us are eating raw carrots or cooked carrots. Okay, then that will be our main family vegetables. If I will not force my kids or force my partner to eat something else, at least I have something we are all eating and I could cook it for all of our family. If you're eating some extra vegetables, you could always add some extra. For instance, my daughter, she loves peas, like frozen peas. I'm just stir frying them, and but she's not eating spinach, for instance. And I could do for some dinner or for some lunch or for breakfast peas for me and her. But for me personally, I'm also adding some spinach, and we have this approach that help us to not to cook for different meals for two persons, but to combine somehow in one meal. And also when your kids are seeing that you're eating something else, they're more likely to join you eating at some points. Yeah, that's difficult if kids are not get used to eat vegetables when they start solid or when they're toddler. With the age, it's really become difficult to force them to do that. It's actually not possible. The only thing you could do as a parent is just to have this option available at your diner table, at your fridge, at your home. So make it possible for kids at least to interact somehow with the vegetables. That's the only thing you could do, and just to set an example. The rest, it will be their choice when they want to join you in this process.
Let's talk about too, one of the things, one of your other viral videos is your 5 4 3 2 1 quick grocery shop, which is I think is a great method for any mom or dad or parent caregiver on the go who's not taking the time to really help themselves, and they're like, oh, I've got all these meetings, I've got this, I've got that. Talk to us about the 5 4 3 2 1 grocery shop method.
Yeah, I love this method because it starts with the main the first things comes first. First we have vegetables. So this approach shows you how to do a quick grocery shopping if you don't have like a strict plan what you're going to do, what you're going to cook with this product. So the five items, you are choosing five vegetables, one that you could eat in raw form, one that cooks quickly. For me, it's most of the time is broccoli because I love steamed broccoli. It's like could be cooked in 5 minutes. One, colorful vegetables, it's any vegetables except green color. It could be some carrots, some aubergines, maybe some bell peppers, like some paprika, whatever you want. You could also have some greens that could be spinach or any other greens you're eating or a fresh salad. And one new vegetable for you, something that you did not try before or something that you extremely like and that's your main vegetable of your family. So you always choose always options, like four, three options that you are more likely to cook and you already know some recipes you could use for those products, and always choose one product that is new for you or for your family. You could, like just invent them a little bit to implement them in your family diet or in your personal diet. And that also could be one starchy vegetables, like sweet potatoes, or also we have some pumpkin. We could use this as a starchy vegetables to add some healthy starch to your diet. So you're choosing five vegetables, then it's coming to protein. You're choosing four options of protein. It could be plant-based or animal-based protein or both. You could combine them. For me, my favorite are eggs. I also love dairy products. Greek yogurt, one of the most important protein source in my diet. I'm putting this Greek yogurt everywhere, in my salad, as a sauce to my fish or to the meat I'm cooking. I'm really in love with tzatziki sauce when you combine Greek yogurt with some herbs, lemon, and just garlic and salt. That's all, and I always have this sauce in my freeze. So this Greek yogurt, it could be fish, meat, seafood, or it could also be some beans, tofu, whatever you like, or plant-based meat. Four types of protein. Then where it's coming to fruits, I'm also choosing three types of fruits, some seasonal or something I could use for dishes like bananas. I'm always cooking some pancakes with bananas, so I'm not eating them most of the time in a raw form. I'm just using them for some pancakes or for some protein shake. Then pick two types of carbohydrates, some that you could cook quickly or cook for 20-15 minutes, like quinoa or whole grain rice, which cooks for 30 minutes or more, and also some easy kind of carbohydrate. Like for me, it's whole grain bread, or I also love whole grain couscous because it takes 5 minutes for you to cook it. And then in the end, you just grab one treat, because food is not just about the nutrients or vitamins and minerals. It's also about the pleasure and about this, like, yeah, just about the taste and experience. So always grab one treat for you. It could be something sweet. It could be also something savory, like chips. Maybe you like chips or some salty snacks, whatever you like, but just grab something that will cheer you up.
Oh, absolutely. Because we all have those days, right? We're just like, oh, I need something to lift me up. Now, let's talk about you've got a tremendous social media following and you've been building that up and what you've been doing. And let's talk about what can you share with our audience who's saying, yeah, geez, I don't have the following I really want. I want to talk to people and hear from people like yourself who have built it up. What do you advise folks to do?
I started building my social media 9 years ago, and I would say it was not an overnight success. It's still not an overnight success. I put a lot of effort in this topic, and what I could say, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you need to be ready for a long-term game, because then you focusing your efforts on building personal brand instead of just searching for some ways around just to get as many followers as fast as possible. Yeah, for sure, there are some tools nowadays that could help you to boost your social media, like some tools like Reels that are in Instagram, yeah, or some TikTok videos that's really helping you. If you have some viral topic, you could speak to your audience, or you're bringing the um, real important topic to your audience. You could have a viral video with many views, many likes, many comments. But I never saw someone who built the personal brand just because of the one viral video. It's not working this way. You need to build this relationship with your audience. You need to be consistent about that. You need to show your values. You need to show what you're standing for. Even if you're talking about business, even if you're talking about anything, that's always the person behind any product and behind every business. And people are always interested in a person and then in the business. Because for me, when I'm choosing some product I want to spend my money for, I'm always interested in who is the founder of the product, what was the values of this business. Like for me, that's so much important, especially when it's coming to some expensive products. I don't want to spend my money on something I'm not supporting and which is not has any connection with my values and with my own mission as a person. So I think the social media is a great tool to show yourself and to show what you stand for. And don't be in a rush, be consistent. Don't do 5 posts in one day and then disappear for the next 2 months because you are so overwhelmed with doing this five posts in one day. It's better to do less, but it's better to be consistent in this process. Just choose this amount of interaction you are ready to do with your audience or you're ready to do in your social media, and just do it day by day, week by week. It's the only secret. I don't know anything else that is working, because even if you would have one or two viral videos as I had, for instance, on my TikTok, the only thing is working is just to be inconsistent, because people are forgetting you about having this one viral video. They have so much content around them. They need to be interested in a person, and they could be interested in a person if this person is consistent in showing up to the audience, and if this person is translating something that is really has a drive, that it really has some missions and visions inside that. And yeah, that help us to be connected. We are not searching for information, we're searching for connection.
Oh, that's so key right there. You just hit the nail on the head, right? We're searching for connection, because this is the thing, the disconnect between brands and then trying to go, and the overwhelmed entrepreneur. I want you to share with our audience whatever you're comfortable sharing on how you balance all this stuff. Because again, you're a mom, you've
Yeah.
got young children, you've got a partner, you've got a business, you're launching a new product here in the UK, which is 2000 regulations related to everything in health tech and no GMO and this and that and all this sort of good stuff. What are your approaches to balancing all of this? Do you time block? Like, what do you do?
I think at a certain point of your life you have your priorities about every topic in like every topic, yes, yeah, and you put all of these eggs in the most important basket you want to be focused on. So I could not say that I'm now extremely focused on my social media, because my most important work now as a CEO of the company, and I'm managing so many stuff inside my team and with the launching of new products. So I'm just having this like time I could deduct myself to doing content in the social media, because when you're just growing social media, it's really important that quantity sometimes comes before quality. I'm not saying about the content that is not like quality content. I'm just saying that till you will find your approach, till you will find your topic, you need to test a lot of stuff just to get to it. You could not just sit down and just imagine, okay, I will do this video, I will get so many likes and I will get so many follows. It's not possible. You could just test some of your thoughts, some of your ideas, and just through the testing, you will get to the real results. Now, when I'm in this point, when I understood my audience, my goals, I am doing less, but I'm putting more effort in every content I'm doing, in my production, in my filming. I'm looking for a way to describe in a better ways, for my audience, to help them to understand some difficult topics in the most easiest way. So, but we are going to this quality through quantity. It's always working in this way. So just stop editing your video to being perfect. Just post it. Just test your ideas. It's really, really helping. And yeah, when you're focusing on some points of some topics on your life, you could not perform the best in every area of your life. It's not possible to be best mom, best entrepreneur, the best blogger or influencer. You need to understand, yeah, what is my priority for the next month or for the next 3 months. And I think that's honest, that you understand, okay, maybe I'm asking my partner to support myself, to support me a little bit with our whole household needs, or with the kids, if you are sharing your kids with your partner, or you understand that you are not able to spend every single evening with your kids because you're more dedicated to some task, but you have some time limits for that. Because if you have no time limits, you are just, going through this, you start losing some focus in this process. But I think that really helps me is to understand that you could not cover everything and being 100% present in all of those topic in your life. So my summer, for instance, I know that my daughter will go to summer camp for the whole month, and I will have more free time for myself. And I know that, like in July, for instance, I will keep more focused to some my working task. In August, that will be completely different because she's out of school. And yeah, that's not possible to work with almost 5 years old kid because they need all of your attention. So I'm not planning anything special for this August. I will just be in my survival mode, just to help myself somehow to adjust all of that. And that's, I don't think that that's a consistent balance in this process. You're always asking yourself, okay, what's the most important? And then you are ready that something else could fall apart a bit. So yeah, that's life.
I, you said a lot in there, so I'm going to just rehash a couple of the key points. One, social media is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
Two, be consistent, right? Show up. Three, put a lot of stuff out there because you don't know what's going to work as you're figuring it out. No one's saying put out crap, but you don't, that's the fourth message. You don't have to get it until it's 99.9999999% perfect, right? Put it out there. People are very forgiving and they also want to see who you really are. People are tired of the filtered version. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, I look 25 years old. I'm not 25, right? If I'm doing a filter, they want to see me, who I am, who you are. That's a part of it. So I think that's really good. And then I think one of the biggest messages that you just said in all of that is as you're prioritizing and as you're shifting with respect to those priorities, you have to be prepared to let some things go. For example, social media. I have some clients, for example, that I'll share, they cannot let go. I'm saying go spend valued time nurturing the relationships with your customers and building those bridges and delivering these services versus correcting or modifying what our social media team is doing for them. It just, but
That is
obviously
true.
we respect what the clients want, but I see that it's their baby, they don't want to let go, and I get it, but it's such an important thing to do. At some point you've got to cut the cord. You got to say, yeah,
Yeah.
that's social media. I've got trusted people, it's looking good. I'll interfere once in a while, but I'm going to focus on this other thing, like running the company, like launching a new product. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing that we start living in a time when people, even in the social media, start talking honestly that it's not possible to cover everything on the best level. It's not possible. So if you have the perfect career and you're focusing on your career in this moment, you could not be maybe the best mom or the best parent or the best partner or prepare yourself for triathlon. It's not possible to put everything in 24 hours because you also need to sleep and it's important. And it's, yeah, I think it's people and especially those who are trying to get the best from the everyday should remember that it's we have our limits, and it's not because we are bad or we are lazy or something like that. Just we have 100% of our resource and we are just choosing which percentage we're going to dedicate to which area of our life. And that's okay if at some point we understand, okay, I have nothing, none of my resources going to this area. That's fine. But we need to allow ourselves to do that because we are not robots, we are just human beings.
That's right. And it's also, I know it's funny. My husband calls himself a startup widow, but he understands, right? So he'll give me that long, long, long leash. It's like, okay, 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 haven't seen you, da da da. Like, okay, come on. Right. And then, all
Yeah.
right. So then the priorities have to shift. It's like, all right, the business can wait. It's got to focus on him. Right. It's how it goes. And as we're close to wrapping up our show here, a couple of things. What advice do you have for entrepreneurs?
I would say no way, that's become such a tricky question. I don't know why, but I would say that don't quit your job uh, if you don't have enough savings. I would say like this, because there's financial pressure you could feel when you're starting your business if you don't have anyone who will support you, or if you don't have enough savings, will not be useful and will not be helpful. Because when you are building your business, you should be so dedicated to your product and to your service and to do the best you can. And if there are so many things that keeps you awake throughout the night, and the financial stress is it's not nice. So I just remember how it was for me when we invest too much money at some point of my business, and it just keeps me awake throughout the night. I was thinking, okay, if the business will not survive, what am I gonna do? And yeah, for sure, when you have a business for 10 years, it's sometimes happening. But when you're just starting your business and you're thinking about dedicate yourself fully to this business, first thing you need to think if you have enough money to survive through this first stage, maybe year and a half, or if you have someone who could support you. If not, maybe it's better to keep working, maybe change your work, maybe take less hours, and to do your business in this free time or of the rest of the time, because I think that's so difficult to feel this financial pressure when you're starting. You could not focus on the quality of your product.
I agree wholeheartedly. As someone, like I said, I'm always honest and transparent. I leapt too soon, dove in too hard, too fast, and I really struggled financially. I built a whole e-learning platform, enormous cost, worked with some fabulous developers in Ukraine, though, as a Ukrainian person
Wow.
myself. So I get it, but it was really the wrong thing. And just sort of once you get started, it's hard to unwind it. And it's just taken me years to unwind and get back on track. So terrific advice. Where can people find you, Sofia?
I think we will leave the links to the website and to social media where they could find and learn more about our approach, the body school approach, and my personal approach. And yes, I would be just happy to connect with new people on the social media to to create this supportive environment, because that's what we are all searching for, to surround ourselves with the people who support us, who inspire us, and to be also this supportive and inspiring person to someone else.
Exactly. And for those of you that are more auditory and not checking the links, it's Sofia Rozhko. So Sofia.ROZ You can find her on Instagram. You can find her on TikTok. Okay, last question here before we wrap up. And this is the signature question of the podcast. If you gave us a look into your closet and we got to see some shoes, some clothes, something that said, this is Sofia Rozhko, and when you wear it, you feel like you are just unstoppable. What are we looking at? Describe it to us.
Definitely, that would be just a blue jeans and white t-shirt. It's just my that's I really love this basic look that helped me to focus on this beauty outside, on the world outside, and not distracting me from seeing the world outside. I'm this kind of person who really love all these colorful looks, and also to try to present myself in the best way. But when I want to feel confident, uh, professional, even sexy as a woman, I'm always putting my just blue jeans, which is perfectly tied to my body, and just a white t-shirt. That's my favorite.
Oh, I love it. And I love how every entrepreneur has a different answer to this question. It's so fun. All right. So, with that, Sofia Rozhko, thank you so much for being on our show here today. We wish you tremendous success with your upcoming launch in the UK at the Great Body. So, we will look for that. Body School, pardon me, the global The Body School. The links will be in there. Really appreciate you being on the show. Good luck with the launch.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words.
And how about that fantastic intro by Touch Circle?